All right. Let me take this off. Uh, okay. This is Paul with Connect, and this is day 5 of Readiness. And I just came in from a workout. It's about 8:15 now, 8:20 a.m. So I was out there this morning, maybe 7:30ish, and it is 22 degrees out. I felt every bit of it, but it was something that, like I said, I committed to this, and I'm out there and I'm doing this thing because these days are going to go by no matter what. If I sit on my behind for the next 30 days and do nothing, in that respect, I have wasted 30 days when I could have taken 30 minutes, got up each morning and did what I needed to do. So that's a part of being committed and also a part of getting ready. I want to get my body back in shape. You know, you never know what the year will bring, but there's a lot of things that we could do to get ready. But this is what I've committed to. It is January the 12th, I think, or 13th, something like that. The 11th. Okay, yeah, let's go with the 11th. And so it was a good workout. There's nothing to complain about, even with the cold. What it is what it is, and it's just a matter of preparing. So let's be ready. Let's get ready. You got to get ready for whatever the elements are, and that's the same way with trucking. You know, you guys get out there and you guys are on the road, and you have to be ready. You have to be prepared. Um, you know, I there's one thing I was not prepared for um, while I was out there today, and now I got out there and I did not wear any gloves. And there are some things that I do that require me to touch the ground, and even just having your hands exposed, man, that is not fun. So I spent most of the time trying to warm my hands up while I did the exercises, and that just is not possible. So I was wondering, Jersey Trucker, how you doing, man? You had talked. I guess it's wherever you are, it must be a little colder than where I am. So I'm going to ask you this question, or anyone out there, when you guys are out and about and you're dealing with the elements, the cold weather, do you guys have certain types of gloves that you like to wear? Something to cover your hands so that, but you still need to maneuver, you still have to do the job that you have to do, but you have gloves on that keep your hands warm and allow you to continue to do what it is that you do. So are there any gloves that anybody can recommend to me? I would love to get me some gloves so that I can get out there. Everything was fine other than my hands. And they're still trying to thaw out. So if there's anyone out there, Jersey Trucker, if you've got any ideas, let me know. I'd love to check out some gloves and see if I can get these hands warmed up and do what I got to do. Also, so the thing too is when you're doing what you're doing, let's say in trucking, I would imagine, okay, there are things that we don't know, right? There are things that you don't know. And there are a lot of good people out there that do have the answer. And if you're able to connect and communicate with good people and be able to, find out information for your industry, for what you do, that's good. You want to build those connections. You want to develop that network, good resources so that, you can do what you do better. There's a professionalism to trucking, and it's not always that people do you wrong. And, we have to look to the negative, but, you're out there, you're a professional and you're wanting to develop your business and grow your business. And you want to develop that network of people that can give you good information. So like for me, I'm reaching out now, as simple as gloves, it makes a huge difference. And I'm going to the people that would know, they could tell me, hey, these, you might check these out, here's what they do for me. And there might be somebody else out there looking for gloves, right? But if anyone knows of some gloves that I can check out, I'd love to know. And while I was out there, it's been, I guess this is day 5. And the first day, well, I should say the second day after the first day, my legs were killing me, they really were. I mean, that's normal. If I'm doing the right exercises, I'm going to feel a certain type of pain, not the joint pain, but I'm going to feel those muscle pains, right? We're tearing down those fibers. We're at, and what ends up happening is that we build it back up. I mean, if we're putting the right food in our bodies, that is going to contribute to the buildup in the right way, of our muscles, right? And it's going to help get rid of the fat. So, the idea of exercising, feeling that pain, giving the body rest is a huge benefit. Giving the mind rest, giving the body rest, that all contributes, and feeding it the right stuff, it all will make a difference. Whether it's a week down the road, 30 days in, as long as you're doing it, you're going to see a difference. And so rest is vitally important. My legs today felt so much better. I did a run, still a little bit sore, but they're getting better. But I was able to do a run, and they feel really, really good. So I'm excited about that. You always have to go through some pain in order to get to where you're trying to get to. I mean, I went to a CDL school right before the holiday. I think it was on New Year's Eve, actually. So I went and visited with some students at a CDL school and had good conversations with them. There's a lot of things that they don't know, obviously, beyond just learning how to drive, which they will learn, but just to see how impressionable they were. And the one thing that they told me was, I asked them, "So what are you going to do for New Year's Eve?" And like, this year I can't do anything. This is my profession. I need to go home, probably be in bed way early before midnight, and get me some rest, and get back at it the next day. Studying for their CDL license. So the mindset changes when, if you're looking to accomplish something, if you're looking to, be this professional, there are some things then you have to change. You have to get rid of. You can't do the same things that you did before. But once you get into whatever profession that is, and you start to learn the ropes and what goes on, sometimes we can see some things that we don't like, and it becomes a situation that really challenges us, and gives us a whole different view of what we're into, the industry that we're in. And then other times we can figure out and say, you know what, all right, that's not what I want to be. This is what I want to be in this industry. I have a goal. I want to eventually have my own authority, eventually have my own fleet, eventually do whatever it is that you want to do in the business. But you have to maintain your whatever pathway that is. You've got to develop that plan, and you need to follow it. Whatever that is, you need to prepare yourself in the right way to achieve the goals that you want to achieve, because there's always going to be obstacles in the way. Whether it is you're trying to work out and get healthy, there's going to be some things you cannot do that you used to do. You need to get more rest. You need to eat better. You need to do the exercise, and you will see a difference. And you need to feed that brain too. You want to learn some things. And so in this industry, we want to continually learn. But you're going to be out there and maybe feel like the only person doing the right thing, in this business. But you have to do the things that are going to develop you, right? So if I'm out here working out and I don't see anyone outside, I'm the only one, and it's 22 degrees, I might think I'm the crazy one, right? And I probably am. But those are the ones that are going to make it to that next level and beyond. Okay. So do the right thing. Be prepared, get prepared. Whatever it is that you need to do to prepare yourself for that next level. All right. Mr. Grade 8, how you doing, sir? I see you're in here. Good morning to you. Man, I know that 22 degrees, that is probably not a big deal to you, but man, I tell you what, it's definitely a challenge for me. But I just got to go through it. Okay. And hey, I've got something for you. I'll be sending you later here today. Yeah, I got something that I need to send out to you. But so shout outs to you, Mr. Grade 8 and Jersey Trucker. Shout outs to you, DIY. Shout outs to you. All right, that's all I got for today. But I hope you guys have an amazing day. And be safe, be safe, always be safe. Have a great weekend. God bless.